and just for fun to get the ball rolling, something that you're excited about for today.
So, full name would be Aderanki, but I go by Ronke. My age is 17, and then something fun about me. I'm a dance teacher. I teach dance classes at a studio in Arizona. So,
How cool. Is that something you want to go into like professionally, like dancing? Oh, that's so nice. Is that like are you gonna major in that when you go to college or
okay, I'm kind of like wild. I want to
Okay.
double major. I want to major in both dance and then cybersecurity. So
Ooh.
that's two completely different things, but I feel like I want to help people through cybersecurity, especially with like the growing reliance on technology and all of that. And like specifically with cybersecurity, I was influenced by a DC character. Her name is Felicity
Oh,
Smoke, and she's like a hacker on the show and everything like that. And so from that moment, I was like, oh, I want to do that. So
cool. How cool. I love the different routes. That'll be a fun life to live.
I mean, I'm really excited. I don't want to be tied down to one thing. So,
Yeah.
and also like I don't want dance since it's one of my like passions. I'm super passionate about it. I don't want to make it too much of like a job. I like it
Yeah.
to be like something that I have control over. That's why I like doing like the dance teacher stuff because I can set my own hours. Like it's open to the entire community. Anybody can
Mhm.
come. It's like not bound by certain rules.
Yeah,
So,
it's something that you can like go to when you want to like de-stress and not
yeah.
like have that be your point of stress. Yeah,
Yes.
no, I love that. Um, okay, so tell me about um your outside of dance. What is like another favorite activity that you really enjoy doing?
Ooh, I have a lot. My friends they like to call me like the hobby queen because I have a lot of
Ooh,
hobbies. So
nice.
I like to read, I like to crochet. Specifically, I like to make like clothes for my friends and everything.
Fun.
I love that. And then on top of that, I did speak on DC earlier, but all of the DC characters, so like the Flash, the Arrow, like all of those characters I'm
Yeah,
obsessed with.
fun.
I love like DC comics, all of that. I feel like if there's a hobby, I'm a part of it.
I love that. It's always good to, dip your toes in everything so that you can at least say like, "Oh, I know how to do that. I've done that before." Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well versed.
Thank you.
Um, okay. So tell me about an accomplishment or a personal project that you've worked on in the past or currently working on that you're really proud of.
So, okay, in terms of like accomplishment, I'll get to like the project part
Okay.
later. So, accomplishment would be staying in dance during school because I'm an IB student. Do you know what IB is?
No, what is that?
Okay, so IB, it's an international program. It's kind of like AP classes.
Oh,
So, like how there's like advanced placement or like honors classes, IB is like a separate sector.
okay.
And so, since it's an international program, there's people like in Italy or France or whatever studying the exact same curriculum as me. And then
Okay.
we have like big tests at the end of our junior and senior year that are like regarded like the same as like the SAT, ACT, AP tests, like all that type of stuff. And it's like a full on program.
Oh my gosh.
And so because like of the requirements of the program, like certain arts are not allowed. So you got two arts. You have theater and then you have like actual like drawing art.
Hmm.
But I was the only one in like all of IB that wanted to do dance. And so
Yeah.
each year I had to like kind of fight with my counselors. I was like, guys, please, I really want dance. And so each year I've had to make like a different sacrifice. So like my freshman year I did like summer classes. My sophomore year I was in like a whole bunch of classes with people I didn't know. And then my junior year, once again, classes with people I didn't know. And then senior year, this one, oh my gosh, she's been difficult. I don't even have a math class. So do you guys have like study hall, advisory, those type of periods in classes?
Like zero period, that's what we call it
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So it's like it's our sixth hour, and
Okay.
so it's advisory, and so that's when everybody travels to other classes if they need to get work done or something like that. So that's my math class because
Okay.
they couldn't fit it anywhere else in my schedule. And then my dance class is like at a different time period.
Okay.
So between those two classes, I like travel to both of them. I take math classes during dance sometimes, or I'll go to
Yeah.
dance during advisory, and like I split a whole bunch of my time. So I felt like it was an accomplishment to still keep it in my schedule, and I'm still doing well despite like the challenge that it's been,
Yeah.
quite honestly.
Yeah.
So that's an accomplishment for me. And then project wise, I would say crochet because
Okay.
crochet just makes me super happy. It's like a little project that I started to like de-stress
Mhm.
myself. I felt like I was really stressed out by school and I was like, okay, I need something outside of this, especially like outside of IB. And
Yes.
so crochet, I thought it would be really easy, but it's not.
No, it looks so
It's
hard.
not. And so I learned like off of YouTube and stuff like that. And so when I made my first shirt, it took me like 3 weeks to make it. But I'm super happy. I wear it all the time.
Oh,
I
cute.
love it.
Is that like the largest thing that you've made?
Yes, I make
Okay.
like shirts and stuff like that, but what I'm trying to get into, I want to make animals, stuffed animals, but those
Oh,
are
the little.
really hard. Yes. And so my math teacher, she also crochets, so we like talk to each other
Oh,
about that.
cute. What a fun. Okay, well, first you're booked and busy. Like
Yeah.
you have a loaded schedule. But
Oh
that's
yeah.
very impressive. That you still kind of find time to do stuff that you like enjoy doing, like crocheting, and so that's a very good skill to have that you can multitask, and not let it stress you out entirely. But I mean, I don't know if you're stressed, but you don't look stressed.
Oh, thank you. I'm like,
Yeah. No, you're just like I can do this in my sleep. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you are wanting to study kind of two separate entities when you go to college, and I love that. But in terms of like your own definition of education, what would it be?
ooh, okay. So, specifically in my family, because my parents are immigrants, my definition of education is just like it's a pathway to success. And education isn't just something that's like offered to everyone, it's like a privilege. And so I feel very grateful that I have education. Sometimes I get upset and I'm just like, "Oh man, like I have to go study this." And then I like think about it and I'm like, "I get to study." Like
Yeah.
there's so many people out there that don't have like the option to study and stuff like that. So I don't know. Education is really valuable to me, and so that's why pursuing it further, like I'm always thinking like, okay, I can do this. I can be successful. Like I want to make my parents proud, and so that's why I love education. To be quite honest.
Perfect, perfect. Is there like a subject or a skill that you feel like or you wish was taught in schools that wasn't or that isn't?
I don't feel like there's anything that like isn't taught. Okay, English, it's taught in schools, but I wish it was taught in the way that IB teaches it. It's very, very, very specific. So with my English teacher, for example, we didn't just review books, we reviewed like music. And so we looked at the Kendrick Lamar album Damn because he won a Pulitzer Prize for it. And we like went through each song because each song in the album it has a title and that title is like the theme of that song and then it
Uh-huh.
like has like figurative language symbolism and so that's why he won the Pulitzer Prize because it was literature pretty much.
Oh,
And so
wow.
we got to study the album and listen to the music in class and like dissect it past like it just being music. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, not everybody gets that type of experience in an
No.
English class, and so that
Yeah.
made me really love English. And then also my English teacher, she's just kind of great. Like so many things like fly over your head when you read and you don't like fully understand the concept, but like she really makes sure that you understand like the meaning behind the symbolism and everything like that. So English, but IB English.
Very cool. Yeah, sometimes English can be a drag for a lot of people just because it's like it's old books that nobody really cares about anymore. And obviously they're classics and it's nice to read them and like get a grasp on the differences between like literature now and literature back in the day, but like things like that make it like you want to go to class and you want to be engaged. So I love that answer. Great answer. Um, Tell me about someone that you feel like has left a really large impact on your life and why.
Ooh, I like that. I feel like my sister Nikki, she has left a really big impact on my life. So I'm the youngest, and all of my siblings, they like graduated high school, graduated college. Some have even done like their master's programs already. And I'm a senior in high school. So we have like a pretty big age gap. But like what they all made sure to do is like make sure I never felt like left out or they will always like take care of me and I don't know, they've been really good examples of adults in my life cuz I don't know, the concept of being an adult, I never really thought about it. I thought like, oh, once you get to this age you're going to be an adult. But I've seen some adults and I'm like, ooh,
Very cool. Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. So I like that I have like a good examples at home, and they're responsible with their money, they're responsible with their time, and they teach me things that like aren't taught in school, like book smarts versus street smarts, or like
Yeah.
native intelligence, stuff like that. That's stuff that my sister has taught me. And so I really appreciate her as a person. So
Very sweet. How many siblings do you have?
I have three. So I have
Oh,
one
okay.
brother and two sisters.
Nice. That's so fun. What a big family. That's really cute. Okay. Do you feel like there's a cause or a social issue that you're really passionate about?
I would definitely say like vaping or just like substance abuse in schools. I don't know how it is in California, but in Arizona, vaping is like a very big problem, like very
Yeah.
big problem.
Same
So
here.
our bathrooms are always closed, like to the point I like wait to use the bathroom until I'm at home because they do like bathroom sweeps and they just like grab people that are like vaping and stuff like that. And if even if you're not using anything, they take you too.
That's
And
crazy.
so oh my gosh, it's such a big problem. I understand that a lot of people, they feel like the need to substitute like pain or like things that they're going through with vaping.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could like make more like programs to like go back towards them without judging them, but
Yeah.
showing them that there are other ways for them to feel better. I don't
Yeah.
know. That is really big to me because like I experience it every day at school.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Okay, in terms of, do you feel like there's a challenge that you really had to work through, and do you feel like that specific challenge has shaped you to who you are today? It could be
Ooh.
multiple.
Okay, yes. So this kind of relates more back to dance and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I was definitely the only black kid in my elementary and middle school. They were connected. So like kinder to the end. Well, I mean, well, that was like COVID times, but from that point of on, I was the only black girl, and so there was a lot of lack of cultural understanding that took place, and so I never really felt welcome in all of those situations, and so that is when I started to dance because I was like, oh man, like if I'm the only person here that has like this skin color, like I want to be seen for something else. Like I'd rather be seen for my talent. And so I kind of started dancing as an outlet, and then it became something that like I became passionate about, and then I felt confident through dance. And so I feel like that was like a challenge, but like dance now lives in my life, and like I use it as like a form of confidence for myself. So that would be my experience.
I love that. What kind of dance do you do?
Ooh, okay, so I do a lot. I do jazz, hip hop. Those are like my two mains, but I also do like contemporary and all that. So I'm also in, I do dance at my school, cheer, and then competitive hip hop.
Oh, whoa.
So I'm in like a whole bunch of different dances.
When, in terms of like, if you could, ask for a piece of advice from someone that was going through something similar, or like if you wish that you could receive a piece of advice at that time, when you were going through that challenge, what do you wish you could have heard?
I wish, okay, at that time, let me talk about like how I am now. So
Yeah.
now I kind of like I work towards myself and I'm like, be the person that you wanted to be when you were a kid. I want to look at myself and be like, oh my gosh, like I would have adored myself if I was a kid. Like I would have loved this type of person. I would have wanted to be her friend. And so the piece of advice like I would give my younger self, I would tell her like, okay, you're going to be fine. There's other people that you're going to meet in life. This is definitely a temporary situation, and there's so many other situations you'll be in. Life is so much larger than what's going on right now. So that's like the advice I'd want to hear. And then also like just continue being the person that you want to be proud of. That's what I would tell myself.
Yes. Very good piece of advice. It's never a good thing to like change who you are if at the core of yourself like you are an inherently good person. So it's always good to kind of remind yourself of that. So very good piece of advice. Okay, so I guess my kind of last question is in terms of like obviously it's not a standard application process. Like, usually I'm not having this type of conversation when I'm interviewing for something. But in terms of a standard application where you have an essay, you have a word count requirement, what do you feel like usually gets left out that you wish could be showcased more, if showcased at all?
So normally they ask for like passion or like commitment. I feel like education, it's still good to talk about. I don't know, specifically in my situation with IB, my education has shaped me in such a different way. And so I wish they would ask like, how does your like experience with education influence your passion and how do you merge that together? Because I don't think education's just for nothing. I think there's like impacts and like there's so many beautiful parts of education that need to be talked about as well. I get that colleges want to hear like, outside of that, but there's still special parts of education that you can talk about. So, I mean, that might be just in my specific case because like IB is crazy. But
So
I
it's
love to
specifically
talk about
for you. Yeah.
yeah. But I like love talking about it. So that's what I would say.
That's a really cool experience that it's something I've never heard of, so it's cool that that's a thing. Do you like travel abroad or did you have an option?
Mm-mm. It's not that kind of program, but I have traveled like outside of IB and I've met so many different IB students. Like I met a girl from Ukraine and it was so crazy to me. Like I always hear like we all learn the same things, but it was crazy talking to somebody that like knows like, oh, I have this due like this week. I have this due this week. Like we test at the exact same time, even though like it's different time periods around the world. We're testing the same time. We're doing the same things. We're learning the same things. And so sometimes like when we're like preparing for tests, we'll listen to like an audio of somebody from like the UK or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're practicing for the exact same thing as us. And there's like communities online, like for like IB kids online and stuff like that. So it's
Is
global.
is there like a specific or advantage between like IB and like AP classes, or are they like completely different things?
So they're kind of similar. So for AP classes, you get college credit based on like that final score that you get for your AP test, right?
Yeah.
It's the same for IB, and sometimes you can even mix it together. So I took an AP class my freshman year. And so while I was still taking IB classes, it's very, very, very similar.
Okay.
It's just actually, I think they're pretty similar. They're really
Okay.
similar. It's just there's more requirements that go into IB.
Okay. Is it something you have to kind of test into to be a part of it, or is just anyone can be a part of
I
it?
feel like there was like a lot of different experiences. I interviewed to get into IB and like I wrote an essay. Ooh, I wish I remembered what that essay was about, but I wrote an essay to get in. And
Yeah.
some people, they were like selected to get in by their test scores or stuff like that from eighth grade. Some people were recommended by teachers. I was also recommended by teachers. So there's different ways to get in, but like it's pretty similar to AP. I feel like the only difference is all of your classes are shaped by IB instead of
Oh,
just like like I'm taking an AP class. No, like I'm in the IB program. Like
okay.
all of your classes, they lead up to your senior year.
Yeah, very cool. Noted for when I have children. Got it. Got it. But this is kind of the space where if you have anything else you want to talk about, you can do so. If not, no pressure.
What do I want to talk about? Okay, I have an obsession.
Okay, I'm
I
ready.
have an obsession with Princess Tiana. And I don't think enough people know this about me. It's my favorite color is green, and I mean it's kind of added to Princess Tiana.
Yeah.
And so she was definitely the first character I saw on screen that had the same color as me. And I just fell in love with her from there. And then as I got older, because it's my favorite movie, like I watch it all the time when I'm feeling sad, it's my comfort movie. So as I got older, like I loved her for more than just her skin, like her color. I'm sorry, the story behind
Yeah.
her. It was like so captivating and like the her work ethic, everything. I felt super similar to her, and so I love her as a princess. I have Pinterest and she is all over my Pinterest boards. I just think if somebody wants to get to know me, they need to know that I love Princess Tiana.
I love it.
So I
How
have
many
comfort
years
characters.
have you been her for Halloween?
So I don't really celebrate Halloween.
Oh, you don't? Okay, never mind.
No, you're good. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I do still like dress up and stuff like that for school. I was her this year.
Oh, nice. Fun. Oh, that's cool. What a fun way to end. I love I love that little tidbit. Um, do you have anything else?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a really big character person. Like I like love characters. So Felicity Smoke, back to her. She's the one that inspired me to do cybersecurity, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I felt really, really like connected to her because she's bubbly, she's awkward, she is like still intelligent with all of that. And like all of the superheroes in that show, they had like, fire throwing, all this type of stuff, but her power is her intelligence. And so that's what I thought was amazing. And so that's why I wanted to do cybersecurity. And she's such a cutie. She'd be like hacking people and with a smile on her face.
Well, it was my absolute pleasure getting to talk to you. You're such a character in the best way possible. I hope you had fun.
I had a lot of fun. I love talking to people.
Good. I love it.
Hey YouTube, if you enjoyed this person's story, don't forget to subscribe below to hear more from our inspiring youth. If you want to apply for our Storyteller Scholarship or get more involved in our organization, click the link below to apply. Thanks for watching!